India's flag code and rules governing display of the tricolor. The flag code of 2002 is divided into three parts: a general description of the tricolor, rules on the display of the flag by public and private bodies and educational institutions, and rules for display of the flag by governments and government bodies. The Indian flag was adopted in its present form during a meeting of the Constituent Assembly on July 22, 1947. The first national flag, which consisted of three horizontal stripes of red, yellow, and green, is said to have been hoisted on August 7, 1906 at the Parsi Bagan Square near Lower Circular Road in Calcutta, now Kolkata. Later in 1921, freedom fighter Pingali Venkaya met Mahatma Gandhi and proposed a basic design of the flag consisting of two red and green bands. After undergoing several changes, the tricolor was adopted as our national flag at a Congress committee meeting in Karachi in 1931. What were the early rules governing the display of the tricolor? The earliest rules for the display of the national flag was originally governed by the provisions of the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950 and the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971. The Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971 prohibits the desecration or insult to the country's national symbols, including the national flag, the Constitution, the national anthem, and the Indian map. The Section 2 of the Act says whoever is in any public place or in any other place within public views burns, mutilates, defaces, defiles, disfigures, destroys, tramples upon or into contempt words either spoken or written or by acts the Indian national flag or the Constitution of India or any part thereof shall be punished with imprisonment for a term which may extend to 3 years or with fine or with both. Among the other acts which are considered to be of disrespect to the national flag are dipping the tricolor in salute to any person or thing, waving it at half-mast except on specific occasions, or using it as a drapery in any form whatsoever, except in state funerals or for last rites of armed forces or other paramilitary forces. Further, putting any kind of inscription upon the flag, using it to cover a statue, a monument or platform, and embroidering or printing it on cushions, handkerchiefs, napkins or any dress material is also considered disrespect to the tricolor according to the Act. Moreover, the flag should not be allowed to touch to the ground or trail in water or be put up in an inverted manner. In 2002, the Flag Code of India came into effect, which allowed unrestricted display of the tricolor as long as the honor and dignity of the flag were being respected. The Flag Code did not replace the pre-existing rules governing the correct display of the flag. It was, however, an effort to bring together all the previous laws, conventions, and practices. What are the restrictions on the display of the tricolor according to the Flag Code? The Flag Code of 2002 is divided into three parts: a general description of the tricolor, rules on display of the flag by public and private bodies and educational institutions, and rules for display of the flag by government and government bodies. It states that there will be no restrictions on the display of the flag by public and private bodies and educational institutions except to the extent as laid down in the Emblems and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950 and the Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971. It mentions that the tricolor cannot be used for commercial purpose and cannot be dipped in salute to any person or thing. It further states that whenever the flag is displayed, it should be distinctly placed and should occupy the position of honor. Among the things which are not allowed is putting up a damaged or dishevelled flag flying the tricolor from a single masthead simultaneously with other flags, and no other object, including flowers or garlands or flags, should be placed on the same height beside the tricolor or above it. Moreover, the flag should not be used as a festoon or for any kind of decoration purposes. Any tricolor which is damaged should be destroyed in private, preferably by burning or by any other method consistent with the dignity of the flag. Also, any paper flags which are used on occasions of national and cultural occasions or sporting events should not be casually discarded and must be disposed of in private. For official display, only flags that conforms to the specifications as laid down by the Bureau of Indian Standards and bearing their mark can be used. What are the standard dimensions of the flag? The flag code states that the tricolor can be 9 standard dimensions: 6300 into 4200, 3600 into 2400, 2700 into 1800, 1800 into 1200, 1350 into 900, 900 into 600, 450 into 300, 225 into 150, and 150 into 100, all sizes in mm. It further adds that flags of 450 into 300 mm should be used on VVIP flats, 225x 150 mm on cars, and all table flags should be 150 into 100 mm in size. Moreover, the tricolor should be rectangular in shape and the length to width ratio should be always 3:2. The national flag should always be made of hand spun and hand woven wool or cotton or silk khadi. Bunting it further adds. What are the current rules for the correct display of the flag? The flag code mandates that the tricolor should always be distinctly placed and should occupy the position of honor. The flag should always be hoisted briskly and lowered slowly and ceremoniously. When a flag is displayed for a staff projection horizontally from a window sill, balcony, or front of a building, the saffron band should be at the further end of the staff. When displayed on a speaker's platform, the flag should be placed on the speaker's right, as she or he faces the audience or flat against the wall above and behind the speaker. When displayed on a car, the flag should be flown from a staff fixed either in the middle of the bonnet or the front right of the car. When carried in a parade, the flag should either be in the front of the center or the line or towards the right of the file that is marching forward. The flag code further states that when tricolor is passing by in a parade or during a ceremony or hoisting or lowering of the flag, the persons present should stand at attention and salute the flag. Dignitaries should remove their headgears before saluting the flag. In the event of the death of heads of states, dignitaries, or during state funerals, the tricolor can be flown at half-mast during the period of mourning. However, if the period of mourning coincides with the events of national importance, such as Independence Day, Republic Day, the tricolor should not be flown at half-mast anywhere except over the building in which the body of the deceased is lying. So, what are some of the instances of alleged flag code violation in recent times? Over the years, there have been numerous allegations of the flag code being violated, with even the likes of Sachin Tendulkar, Sania Mirza, and Amitabh Bachchan being accused of insulting the tricolor. In 2007, a legal notice was served on Tendulkar after a video surfaced in which he was seen cutting a cake with the tricolor on it. In the same year, an FIR was filed against Mandira Bedi after she wore a sari had a tricolor in it. A year later, Sania Mirza got embroiled in a controversy over a photo started doing the rounds in which she was seen sitting with her feet up on a table next to the national flag. In 2011, a case was filed against Amitabh Bachchan for wrapping himself up in tricolor while celebrating India's victory against Pakistan in the Cricket World Cup. A complaint was filed against Shah Rukh Khan as well for insulting the flag after photos showed that he had held the tricolor upside down while celebrating India's World Cup win. Most recently, when a farmer Balwinder Singh died on January 24 this year near Gazipur while participating in the farmers' agitation, UP police booked his mother and brother following allegations that the body had been draped in the national flag. The Prevention of Insults to National Honor Act 1971 states that the flag cannot be used as a drapery in any form whatsoever except in state funerals or armed forces or other paramilitary forces funerals. There are similar allegations of flag code violations when the bodies of a farmer Navrit Singh, who died in Delhi on January 26, and Ravin Sisodia, who was accused in the killing of Muhammad Akhlaq in 2015, were reportedly wrapped in tricolor after their death. In May this year, Union Culture and Tourism Minister Prahalad Patel accused Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal of using a national flag as a decoration during a televised address. It appears that the national flag has been used for decoration. The white portion in the center appears to have been reduced and the green portion added to it, which not in tune with the provisions of the Indian flag code specified by the Ministry of Home Affairs, Patel wrote in a letter addressed to Kejriwal. Patel, while referring to a subsequent address by Kejriwal, said that the Delhi CM later rectified his mistake. Thank you.